In the news this week, parents make their own masks amid coronavirus shortages as doctors stress hygiene practices.
Do it properly, an exclusive demonstration from medical experts on how to wash your hands the right way.
Clean electric freight solutions brought up as Row 8 and 9 argument is back on the table.
And on Western Perspective, the McGowan Government reveals its youth policy agenda before the next election.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Sarah Smith.
Good evening. Mask shortages around Australia following the coronavirus outbreak have resulted in parents making their own to protect their families. But doctors continue to urge people to maintain hygiene practices as the World Health Organization officially declares COVID-19 as a pandemic. Nelson Liu has this exclusive report.
They're the last resort in a mask shortage against the coronavirus. Homemade masks, the final option.
I think it's better than nothing at this moment.
Mum Chloe wants to protect her child against the pandemic, but limited mask supplies have led her to making them.
It's difficult to find a mask in Australia. Even if you find one, it's very expensive.
Made of fabric, they look like a regular surgical mask. All it needs is an adequate filter in between.
We are trying to get someone to give us some professional advice.
Chloe says it's the best option at the moment. Parents who advocate for make it yourself masks say they do it to keep their kids safe, but the question is, do these masks actually work? Meanwhile, doctors are stressing personal hygiene, urging people to wash their hands properly.
They might know how to do it sort of intellectually, but not in their heart. And in their heart, they know that they're not doing it properly.
They say it's urgent in the face of COVID-19.
The important thing for people to remember is that if you wash your hands, keep a distance from anyone who's unwell and make sure no one's coughing and spluttering you, that gets you most of the way. If it makes you feel less anxious to wear a homemade mask, then by all means go ahead and do that.
In the meantime, Chloe hopes people take up the homemade masks.
Our next step is to promote to more schools.
Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
For many Western Australians, washing hands frequently is a must, but during a pandemic you have to ask, are we doing it right?
Here's an exclusive demonstration from the Australian Medical Association's WA President, Dr. Andrew Miller, on how to wash your hands properly.
Hi, Dr. Andrew Miller, AMA WA President, teaching you how to wash your hands. First, you need enough soap to cover your hands well. Secondly, you've got to learn the secret handshake. So the secret handshake is you go front, back, back, together, thumb, thumb. It's not that hard. Front, back, back, together, thumb, thumb. That's how you wash your hands. So we'll get a bit more soap. And then you sing happy birthday. You go, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Back, happy birthday dear Andrew. Happy birthday to you, back, happy birthday to you, together, happy birthday to you, thumb, happy birthday dear Andrew, other thumb, happy birthday to you. And if you do it like that every time, that's actually washing your hands.
Leach Highway is a traffic nightmare of fossil fuel consumption. Calls are emerging for a new solution that looks at clean energy vehicles instead of just more bitumen. This comes as the state opposition reignites the Row 8 debate. Helene Fung with this exclusive report.
State opposition leader Lisa Harvey has renewed campaigning for Row 8 this week, promising the project would be a major priority for Liberal government in WA. Ms Harvey said that the project is fully prepped to begin.
Row 8 and Row 9 remains a key part of our election platform. We'll build it because it will improve road safety, and we'll build it because it will improve commuter congestion times for everybody who lives in the South Metropolitan region.
However, the McGowan Government applied to cancel the environmental approvals for Row 8 in June 2018. The Minister for Transport and Planning said that the project would have to go through 12 to 18 months of environmental approval process. Fremantle Lord Mayor Brad Pettit said we should be looking for solutions in newer technologies. He says that we need to be looking at quiet electric and hydrogen trucks that can run at night and make better use of the existing road networks.
You find a way to actually invest in the right kind of vehicles that can run outside of peak hours, and that's actually what we're pushing for now. It's a cheaper solution, it's a cleaner one, it's a better one.
But long-time advocate of the project, Russell Aubrey, says that the state government was hiding important information about the project.
Our community, as I said before, has been conned hoodwinked and robbed by the McGowan Government in regard to the construction of Roe Highway.
Helene Fong, WAMN News.
The federal government's newly announced coronavirus stimulus package will lighten the load for many on benefits. Kit Sanders is a student studying genetics and law and regularly struggles to make ends meet on her youth allowance. She says the $750 payment will help her to get through a downturn and the possibility of having to stay home from work.
That means that I can catch up on bills, because as somebody purely on a Centrelink payment, if you fall behind even once on a bill, you never have the opportunity to catch up, and it can get you in some really desperate spots sometimes. Luckily, I've started working to catch up, but that's just not an option for everybody, especially if they're...
Paramedics in the Perth metro region will be getting a makeover. St John Ambulance is rolling out a new style of face mask to protect ambos as 5 new cases of coronavirus arrive in WA. As supplies of personal protective gear run low around the world, the new masks will help beat the shortages. Meanwhile, gatherings of over 500 people will be cancelled this week to prevent the virus spreading further in the community.
There's a worldwide shortage or pressure on supply for P2 masks and any protective equipment. So what this is just the extra layer that we've added on to try and make the stocks last as long as we can, so that when it gets replenished, we don't get to a situation where we don't have any left. So it's really important.
The Fremantle Council has voted to seek approval to lower the speed limit on South Terrace to 40 kilometres per hour in an attempt to support the area's booming hospitality scene. Fremantle Mayor Brad Peters says that lower speeds makes an area more inviting to pedestrians and businesses. Since 2017, temporary speed humps were installed along South Terrace. Traffic monitoring since then has shown a significant decrease in average speeds.
I would go so far as to say that South Fremantle, South Terrace is probably the best performing strip in Greater Perth at the moment. Like it's got a really fantastic buzz about it. It's trying to make it more of a destination rather than a thoroughfare.
The United States President Donald Trump has made a sudden decision to halt all travels from Europe effective from this week. The ban will last 30 days, prohibiting tourists or travellers from the European mainland. The US government also deferred tax payments for small and medium-sized businesses for 3 months, with low-interest loans made available for businesses in need of assistance. Meanwhile, the European Union leaders have hit out at President Trump's sudden announcement of closing borders, calling the move unilateral. The union leaders have stated their disapproval of the travel ban decision and emphasised that the EU took strong action to stop the virus from spreading. The ban applies to 28 countries in the European mainland, including Germany, France, Belgium, Greece, the UK and Ireland.
And that's our weekly news and current affairs. We have the latest news on our website and social media pages.
Until next Sunday after 8 PM, thanks for watching, look after yourselves and have a pleasant evening.
Take care.